This is the Dollemore Daily, and I'm Jesse Dollemore. As someone who has been on the receiving end of threats of bodily harm, death threats even, as someone who has had police in my living room to talk to them about specific credible threats, death threats, I feel for Congresswoman Ilhan Omar and the situation she's in right now, with the myriad death threats that are being thrown her way as a result of Republican right-wing nutter butter hatred. The fact that Lauren Boebert has taken it upon herself to reignite the passions of bigots who follow her. Congresswoman Omar took to the podium yesterday and played a vile voicemail sent to her by someone threatening her life. I believe he uses the phrase, "I can almost guarantee you're going to be killed." I'm going to read a little bit from this Guardian article, and then I'm going to play the clip of the press conference that she gave yesterday. And let me tell you, maybe I'll save it for the now. It tugs at your heartstrings unless you're a sociopath. That a woman, an American citizen, Ilhan Omar, is being subjected to this kind of hatred and racism and bigotry and threats of violence because she believes differently politically than these dumb shits. Reading from this Guardian article, Ilhan Omar airs death threat and presses Republicans on anti-Muslim hatred. Democrat urges House Republican leaders to act after Lauren Boebert jihad squad controversy. Ilhan Omar played a harrowing death threat left recently on her voicemail as she implored House Republican leaders to do more to tamp down anti-Muslim hatred in their ranks and hold those who perpetuate it accountable. The Democratic Minnesota representative, one of only a handful of Muslim members of Congress, has been the subject of repeated attacks by conservative pundits and some Republicans in Congress, which she says have led to an increase in the number of death threats she receives. They know this to be true. Listen, there are unhinged people on both sides for sure, but the activity that we see, the credible threats that we see are almost exclusively from the right. The insurrection, the MAGA bomber, the disparate satellite network of separatist groups. They're not Democrats, they're Republicans. All of the organization that went into the insurrection, the Three Percenters, the Oath Keepers, the Proud Boys, they're not Democrats. They are Republicans. Their golden god, Donald Trump, encourages violence, offers to pay the legal bills if you punch a protester out at one of his rallies. This is a right-wing problem. It is not a left-wing problem. Recently, a video of the first-term Colorado Representative Lauren Boebert calling Omar a member of the jihad squad, bigotry, and likening her to a bomb-carrying terrorist went viral. Quote, "When a sitting member of Congress calls a colleague a member of the jihad squad and falsifies a story to suggest I will blow up the Capitol, it is not just an attack on me, but on millions of American Muslims across the country," Omar said during a news conference on Tuesday. "We cannot pretend this hate speech from leading politicians doesn't have real consequences." And that is fact, because these people know that anything that starts to go viral online, there's a spike in communication. And that spike in communication is also representative of assholes like this. The caller, these people who give death threats. On my most viral videos, the ones that I guess you could consider viral, the ones that really hit a note, that really touch on a nerve with right-wingers, that's when I get the death threats. So I get it. And they get it too. When Lauren Boebert does what she does, she knows there's going to be the inevitable outcome of threats issued to Ilhan Omar. It's something it's not an unintended consequence. She's in it. She's doing it. She knows what's going to be the result. Omar then played a voicemail laden with profanity, racial epithets, and a threat to take you off the face of the fucking earth, which she said was among hundreds of such messages she has reported since joining Congress. Omar said the voicemail was left for her after Boebert released another video on Monday criticizing her. In the grainy recording, a man can be heard, and you're going to hear it here in a second. I'm preparing you for it. In the grainy recording, a man can be heard saying, "You will not be living much longer, bitch," and that we, the people, are rising up. He calls Omar a traitor and says she will stand trial before a military tribunal. A military tribunal, this dipshit thinks. That an American citizen is going to stand trial. Does he even understand what a military tribunal is? You reject. You Donald Trump acolyte. Here is the video of the press conference. And again, prepare yourself, because it is startling and alarming and upsetting, and it should strike you that this is not the way. Our side doesn't operate like this. Our side should not operate like this. This is no way to exist inside of a democracy. But then again, a democracy is not what they want. Watch this.
I myself have reported hundreds of threats on my life, often triggered by Republican attacks on my faith. And this week, once again, we saw another increase. I'm going to play you a voicemail that we received hours after I got off the phone with Representative Boebert after she posted her video.
We see you Muslims saying nigger bitch. We know what you're up to. You're all about taking over the country. Don't worry, there's plenty that will love the opportunity to take you off the face of the fucking earth. Come get it, bitch, you fucking Muslim piece of shit, you jihadist. We know what you are. You're a fucking traitor. You will not live much longer, bitch. I can almost guarantee you that we, the people, are rising up, and you will be tried for a military tribunal, and you will be found guilty.
For those of you who did not hear it very well, let me read you what the voicemail says. We see you, sand N-word bitch. We know what you are up to. You are all about taking over our country. Don't worry, there is plenty that would love the opportunity to take you off the face of this effing earth. Come get it. But you are effing Muslim piece of shit. You are jihadist. We know what you are. You are effing traitor, and you will not live any longer. Condemning this should not be a partisan issue. This is about our basic humanity and fundamental rights of religious freedom enshrined in our Constitution. Yet while some members of the Republican Party have condemned this, to date, the Republican Party leadership has done nothing to hold their members accountable. It is time for the Republican Party to actually do something, to confront anti-Muslim hatred in its ranks and hold those who perpetuate it accountable.
absolutely reprehensible. And they're doing it to intimidate. They're doing it to strike fear into her in order that she stop pressing the policies that she is dedicated to, which would better the lives of Americans everywhere. This weekend, maybe Friday, we'll see if we get the video put together. But one of my haters, my regular callers, he calls multiple times a day, called with the same type, the same flavor of attitude toward Ilhan Omar. And we're going to talk about that on Friday. Spoiler alert, we're going to play the voicemails of some assholes. Anyway, I'd love to know what you think about all of this. 714-576-4054. There you can leave me a brief voicemail, or you can email me daily at dollemore.com. Thank you for joining me today. Thank you for joining me always. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, if my videos are on the side there and you see them and you click them, and despite the look of my face and the sound of my voice, you check me out once in a while, I would appreciate if you can subscribe to the channel. It is often a good time, not quite as a downer as this one. Follow me on social media. I'd love to connect with you there. I'm at Dollemore just about everywhere. And if I bring you value, please consider supporting my work here on the platform for as little as $1.99 a month. You can become a channel member by clicking the join button below, see what's involved there. Clicking the join button doesn't join you. It just shows your options. You kind of investigate what the deal is. And if that's not for you and you're already maybe given to a creator on Patreon, you can go over to patreon.com/IDoubtItPodcast. All those are great ways to support my work, help produce what I do here, and you can be a part. Anyway, I will see you next time. Appreciate you guys. Until I do, be genuine. Take care of one another.